Ladies and gentlemen, Anthony Joshua's career started with a true whirlwind. 12 fights and 12 knockouts. No one could withstand the power of the Olympic champion. He sent his opponents crashing down one after another, and only a few managed to survive, even into the third round. Let's revisit the brightest moments of this incredible streak. On July 24, 2013, the boxing world was shaken by a major announcement. The powerful and ambitious Anthony Joshua signed with Eddie Hearn and stormed into the professional ring. And just 5 days later, on October 5th, he made his debut against the undefeated Emmanuel Leo. But that undefeated record didn't last long. Joshua knocked him out cold in the first round. Next up was seasoned veteran and former British heavyweight champion Matt Skelton. Joshua gave him no chance. In the second round, he sent Skelton to the canvas. Skelton barely made it up, but Joshua was unstoppable. A barrage of powerful punches, and the referee stops the fight. Then, on October 11th, Joshua stepped up for his first title fight, WBC International against Denis Bakhtov. Joshua claimed the belt, demolishing his opponent in the second round. On November 22nd, he fought for the first time on pay-per-view, under the spotlight of a high-profile rematch between Tony Bellew and Nathan Cleverly. His opponent was Michael Sprott, but for Joshua, it was just another formality. Once again, the first round, and once again, a spectacular technical knockout. April 4th, 2015, into the ring steps Jason Gavern. Joshua sends him down twice in the second round, twice more in the third. Another devastating blow, and Gavern doesn't get up. This incredible start was just the beginning of a journey that promises to be legendary. Anthony Joshua is charging towards greatness, and the boxing world is holding its breath, waiting for his next move. May 30th, 2015. Anthony Joshua steps into the ring against American Kevin Johnson, a former world title contender. The fight was originally scheduled for January, but a back injury forced the delay. But the wait was worth it. The audience witnessed a true demolition. As the first round neared its end, Joshua unleashed a storm of punches. Johnson hit the canvas, only the second time in his career. He gets back up, but Joshua sends him back down again right away. The bell rings, saving Johnson. But in the second round, the British fighter charges forward to finish it. A barrage of punches, and the referee steps in. That's it. For the first time in his career, Kevin Johnson suffers a stoppage loss. This victory catapults Joshua into second place in the WBC rankings. Another step toward the top, and new challenges lie ahead. September 12, 2015. Anthony Joshua was set to face the highly anticipated 12-round battle against the powerful Polish fighter Mariusz Wach. He even gave up a fight in July, fully focusing on his preparation for this showdown. But backstage politics and financial disagreements derailed the bout. However, the audience wasn't left without a dramatic finish that night. Enter the undefeated Scotsman Gary Cornish as a replacement, but for him, it turned into a true nightmare. Joshua didn't waste any time, unleashing a barrage of punches in the first round, sending Cornish into a deep knockout. It was the first loss of Cornish's career, and for Joshua, it marked his first full 12-round fight. But it only took one 3-minute round to prove he's not just a rising star, he's the real king of the ring. December 12, 2015, London, a true battle unfolds. The undefeated Anthony Joshua steps into the ring against former European kickboxing champion Dillian Whyte. This wasn't just another fight, it was the long-awaited rematch. In the amateurs, Whyte had already beaten Joshua. A scouting mission? Forget it. From the very first seconds, both fighters went straight into an all-out exchange.
Whyte will be targeting that, but there's another heavy assault from Joshua. This is really early now.
Yeah, he's putting his foot down. And Whyte at the moment is backed up.
Yeah, but
trying to just roll with it here.
Yeah, he is, but he's trying to land that counter left.
By the end of the first round, the tension was through the roof. Joshua got carried away with his attack and landed a punch after the bell. Whyte erupted, charging back with fury. The seconds rushed into the ring, and it looked like a full-blown brawl was about to break out, but the referee managed to calm things down before it escalated. In the second round, White rocked Joshua with a left hook. Dillian rushed in to finish him off, but the Brit managed to hold him off. Joshua learned from the moment and became more cautious, but White kept pressing, landing some clean shots. However, in the seventh round, it all came to an end. Joshua lands a perfect right hook to the head. White staggers. Anthony charges forward, unloading a barrage of punches, and finishes with a devastating right uppercut. Dillian hits the canvas and struggles to get up, first loss of White's career. After the fight, Joshua declared he was ready for a rematch, and this rivalry was far from over. On April 9th, 2016, London became the stage for a huge showdown. Anthony Joshua challenged the IBF world champion, Charles Martin, who was making his first title defense. But from the very first seconds, it was clear this belt wouldn't stay with him for long. Joshua quickly took control of the fight. His powerful right hands were breaking through Martin's defense, and the champion looked completely lost. The second round, and it's all over. A right cross from Joshua, and Martin is sent crashing to the canvas. He gets up at the count of 9, but the Brit isn't backing down. Another right cross, and the American hits the mat again. He tries to rise, but the referee steps in and stops the fight. Anthony Joshua is the new world champion. This fight was organized by Martin's team, but it seems they underestimated Joshua's power. And what about Joshua himself? After capturing the IBF title, he doesn't take a break, spending 13 hours a day in the gym, and soon signs a contract with the American giant Showtime. June 25th, 2016, London, a roaring arena. And here it is, the moment of truth. Anthony Joshua steps into the ring to defend his championship title against the undefeated American, Dominic Breazeale. Breazeale boldly claimed he would take the belt, but from the very first seconds, it was clear this wasn't his night. Joshua immediately takes control of the center of the ring, presses forward, tears through the distance, and lands sharp, precise punches. Breazeale tries to hold his ground, but he's always a step behind, taking one shot after another. However, the American is a true warrior. He withstands the barrage of punches and manages to make it to the second half of the fight. But in the seventh round, the Brit puts a decisive end to it. A right cross, and Breazeale hits the canvas. He gets up, but Joshua is relentless. Another knockdown, and the referee stops the fight. First title defense, a dominant victory for Anthony Joshua. London. And once again, all eyes are on Anthony Joshua. It's his second title defense, and across from him stands Eric Molina, a man who once gave Deontay Wilder a run for his money. But can he stop the British powerhouse? The first round, caution teetering on the edge of panic. Molina barely throws any punches, clearly wary of the champion. Joshua plays with him like a cat with its prey, sizing him up, testing the defense with sharp hooks. The second round, the tension builds. The American absorbs some heavy shots, but is still standing. But in the third round, the illusion is shattered. A right cross from Joshua, and Molina crashes to the canvas. He gets up, but it's only a delay of the inevitable. Joshua rushes in to finish it, landing precise shots. Molina is hanging on the ropes, and the referee steps in to stop the fight. 3 rounds, and another spectacular victory for the champion. April 29th, 2017, London. The legendary Wembley Stadium, Joshua versus Klitschko, youth versus experience, with 3 championship titles on the line. Joshua trained with top-tier sparring partners, but Vladimir Klitschko stepped into the ring in perfect shape.
Joshua steps on the pace and gets comfortable.
I think he's still taking well. He's still coming.
363rd for Vladimir Klitschko, and Anthony Joshua is going for it in the 5th round, and Klitschko's shaken. He's hurt for the first time in 11 years. The left eye and a left hook. Anthony Joshua for the first. Taking him out here. Down goes Klitschko. Fight. He's in danger of falling apart.
Well, Klitschko knew he wasn't just trying to go away.
Round 6, and here it is, the sensation. The seasoned Ukrainian catches the champion and sends him to the canvas.
Joshua. Big shots though at the beginning of the 11th, and Anthony together.
Round 11, the Briton attacks, knocking Vladimir down with a barrage of punches. On the judges' scorecards, the advantage goes to Joshua, and he proves once again that he rightfully wears the championship crown. This fight will go down in history. Fight of the year, the final bout of the great Klitschko, and the dawn of a new era in the heavyweight division. And the referee stops the fight. Technical knockout. Cardiff, Millennium Stadium, the atmosphere is absolutely electric. Originally, Joshua was supposed to face Kubrat Pulev, but a shoulder injury to the Bulgarian changed everything. Stepping in as a replacement is Carlos Takam, and this guy is ready for a fight. Round one, a bit of a feel-out process. But already in the fourth, Joshua sends Takam to the canvas with a huge shot. The Frenchman gets up and continues the fight, taking a barrage of punches, but firing back with counterattacks.
To go in with the most feared man is a complete mess.
But the 10th round, this is the turning point. Joshua lands a brutal flurry to the head. Takam is rocked, but he's hanging in there. And suddenly, the referee steps in and stops the fight. The Frenchman is in shock. The crowd is buzzing, and even Joshua himself admits the stoppage is controversial. Despite the debate, this is Joshua's 20th consecutive knockout victory. He surpasses even Mike Tyson, and this fight will forever go down in history. March 31st, 2018. Anthony Joshua steps into the ring against the undefeated Joseph Parker. 24 wins, 18 knockouts. But today the New Zealander faces a true monster of the heavyweight division. Joshua doesn't give Parker a moment to breathe, pressuring him with jabs, hooks, rockets from both hands. But Parker, tough as steel, takes the punches and works on the retreat. 12 rounds of relentless pace, and here comes the unanimous decision. Anthony Joshua claims another world title. Now the only thing standing between him and the undisputed crown is the WBC belt. April 6, 2018. Alexander Povetkin steps into the ring, hunting for the WBA world title. As the officially designated challenger, he throws down the gauntlet to Anthony Joshua, the British king of the ring. After 30 days of negotiations and discussions, September 22nd arrives, and the legendary Wembley Stadium is packed, the tension palpable in the air.
Some people were saying Joshua would take out,
And here comes round 7. Joshua explodes with a series of punches, rocking Povetkin.
Rose to the occasion and got the job done.
At the time of the stoppage,
An uppercut, a hook, and it's all over. Knockout. Another victory for the Brit. February 2019. It's officially announced that on June 1st, Anthony Joshua will defend his titles in the heart of New York, Madison Square Garden. His opponent was supposed to be the undefeated Jarrell Miller. But then, a shocker. In April, Miller fails multiple drug tests. His license is revoked, and the fight is on the brink of being canceled. But Team Joshua doesn't back down, urgently searching for a replacement. And stepping up to the plate is Andy Ruiz. Underrated, but hungry for victory, the Mexican challenger. The fight begins. In the 3rd round, Joshua knocks Ruiz down. It seems everything is going according to plan.
Joshua, huge right hand, lands on the jaw of Ruiz, somehow staying on his feet.
No idea how.
But no, Ruiz explodes, knocking the champion down twice. This is a shock.
Diving with a big right hand that lands on Joshua, and a flurry. Joshua covering up, headed towards the end of the round, and Joshua's down again by the bell. He'll get up in time to continue in his career. Big left hand. Still waiting for him to show his power. Joshua, big left hook there, doubles up, and now on the attack of Ruiz.
In the 7th round, it's a nightmare for Joshua. Ruiz knocks him down twice again.
Joshua in trouble, losing his footing. He's down again. Joshua finally landing a big blow, and now another. Can Ruiz counter? Joshua's down.
And the referee stops the fight. A phenomenal upset. The Mexican becomes the new champion. December 7, 2019. Saudi Arabia, the scorching desert, but even hotter in the ring. The rematch of the year. Anthony Joshua versus Andy Ruiz. After the shocking defeat in New York, the Briton steps up to redeem himself and reclaim his championship belts. 12 rounds of intense strategy, smart boxing, and cold-blooded calculation. Joshua controls the distance, working with his jab, not giving Ruiz any chance to impose a close quarters fight.
Take a major turnout to happen here tonight. As well as a couple of those jabs coming.
And now the judges' scores: 118-110, 109-109, 118-110. Unanimous decision. Anthony Joshua is champion once again. December 12th, 2020. London. The fate of the championship titles is on the line. Anthony Joshua versus mandatory challenger Kubrat Pulev. The bell rings. Joshua immediately takes control of the center of the ring, dominating the fight from the very first second. His jab is working like clockwork, and his right hook lands like a hammer. Pulev tries to respond, but the Briton is in full control.
On the ropes again, turns away. Does he want any more? The uppercut went by Gabby Logan there ringside. Joshua has his head up in the air, a little high. Maybe not. But it's a good scorecard. Look at these uppercuts. 2 of them, 3, 4.
And here we are in the 9th round. Joshua senses the moment, unleashing a series of punches, and a right uppercut lands. Pulev is on the brink. The final right hand lands clean, knockout. Anthony Joshua makes a loud statement. The championship belts stay with him. September 25th. London, Tottenham Hotspur Stadium, a full house. The tension in the air is electric. Anthony Joshua versus Alexander Usyk. The bell rings. Usyk starts fast from the very first seconds, moving, changing angles, confusing the champion. 3 precise left straights. Joshua can't adjust in time. He tries to counterattack, but to no avail. In the 4th round, the Briton starts to slow the pace, finding his range. But in the 5th, several clean body shots make Usyk grimace. A turning point in the fight? Not yet. In the 7th, Usyk comes back strong. The champion is already on the verge of going down. Joshua answers in the 8th with some hard body shots, but in the final rounds, Usyk shifts into another gear. He's relentless, landing more punches, breaking through, and controlling the distance. In the 10th, Usyk suffers a cut above his eye, but Joshua has a massive bruise on his own.
І от Олександр Усик пішов вперед, влучає він по Ентоні Джошуа.
Нужно быть готовым к этому, друзья, готовым.
Ось які належали Володимиру Кличку. 10 секунд до завершення 11-го раунду. Знову 2 проти Ентоні Джошуа. Майже уся дистанція попереду. Знову влучає Джошуа щойно. А от і Олександр.
The final 3 minutes are pure punishment. Usyk storms forward. Joshua is wobbling.
Ну 10 секунд, це ж багато.
One more second, and it would have been a knockout. The final bell saves the Briton, and here's the decision. Alexander Usyk, the new world champion. August 20th, 2022. Jeddah, Saudi Arabia. Rage on the Red Sea. That's what the organizers called this fight. Anthony Joshua versus Alexander Usyk. The second act of the great battle for the world titles in the WBA Super, WBC, IBF, IBO, as well as the vacant Ring Magazine belt. From the very first seconds, it's a psychological duel. Joshua is more cautious, but Usyk moves like a shadow, not allowing the Brit to force his power game.
Воля Усика допомагає ЗСУ, бій за себе та за країну. Спонсор показу переймають захищати. Але майже невідчутно для Олександра Усика. Олександр туди українцю, там лікті, там вірують. Україна зараз за нього. Україна не спить.
Round by round, the tension builds. Joshua becomes more aggressive, targeting the body, trying to break through Usyk's defense.
Однозначно важкий раунд. Знову аперкоти, знову свист. Джошуа і від Усика. Оборону тримати захист. Ентоні Джошуа затримується з ударами лише на 2 раунди зараз.
But Usyk is phenomenal. In the championship rounds, he shifts into another gear, upping the tempo and bombarding Joshua with combinations.
Олександра Усика допомагає ЗСУ, бій за себе. Остання хвилина. Журналу The Ring. Про все це сьогодні зустрічі. Знову точні 3 удари від Олександра.
The result of the fight is a split decision in favor of Usyk. Alexander wins again, retaining his titles. April 1st, 2023, London. The long-awaited return of Anthony Joshua after 2 losses to Alexander Usyk. This time, Joshua stepped into the ring under the guidance of his new trainer, Derek James, and from the very first seconds, it was clear he was determined to climb back to the top. His opponent was Jermaine Franklin, who held a record of 21-1. From the start, Joshua dominated the ring. He confidently controlled the distance, showcasing excellent technique and powerful punches. Franklin tried to find his opening, but the Brit was too strong. Anthony connected with his uppercut several times, landing shots that left no room for a comeback. Despite a few counterattacks from Franklin, Joshua made it clear who was in charge. And in the end, he won by unanimous decision. August 12, 2023, London. 2 heavyweights step into the ring, both cautious, carefully picking their moments to attack. The first 6 rounds play out like a game of chess, minimal chances, minimal punches, and it feels like something is about to explode. And then in the 7th round, Joshua finds his moment. A clean right hand. Boom! Robert Helenius is sent crashing to the canvas. It's Joshua's first stoppage victory in the last 3 years. An absolutely incredible comeback. Attention, fighters in the ring. December 23, 2023, Riyadh, Saudi Arabia. And here it is, the massive boxing night that shook the entire world. Anthony Joshua steps into the ring, and from the very first second, he shows who's in charge. 5 rounds in, and Joshua is absolutely dominating. His punches are precise and powerful, and his opponent feels every blow like a lightning strike. This fight became a true sensation, and the event was named the Fight of the Year by the Ring magazine. Joshua proved once again that he's at the top of his game. Between rounds, the Swede simply can't take it anymore, and before the 6th round, he refuses to continue. Fast, effective, with incredible strength and skill, Anthony Joshua is back on top of the podium. March 8, 2024, Saudi Arabia. Anthony Joshua steps into the ring against former UFC champion Francis Ngannou. Joshua starts with confidence, keeping the Cameroonian at distance, calmly controlling the fight with his jab. Ngannou, on the other hand, isn't rushing, waiting for the right moment, but his attacks aren't landing accurately just yet. At the end of the first round, Joshua lands a right hand. And there it is, the knockdown. Francis drops, and Joshua doesn't rush to finish him off, calmly working until the bell rings. In the 2nd round, it all comes to a head. Less than a minute before the end, Joshua lands a right hook. Ngannou is back on the canvas. The referee counts, but Joshua doesn't give him a chance. The same hook again, and Francis stays down. Knockout. Joshua seals the victory. And for him, this fight is over in less than 2 rounds. A crazy win. Another stunning success for Joshua. The fight everyone was waiting for. Daniel Dubois and Anthony Joshua were set to face off for the IBF Interim Championship. But then, Alexander Usyk unexpectedly vacated the title, and Dubois became the full champion, with Joshua stepping in as the challenger. In front of a packed Wembley Stadium, with 96,000 spectators, the fight began with Dubois coming out strong, and in the first round, he stunned Joshua, sending him to the canvas. In the 2nd round, Daniel continued to press, while Joshua increasingly retreated and clinched. But in the 3rd round, Anthony was again on the canvas. The 4th round started as a nightmare for Joshua. Dubois unleashed a brutal assault, sending him to the canvas not once, but twice. It seemed like the fight could be stopped any second, but Joshua gritted his teeth, got back up, and kept going. The end of the round gave him a brief respite. The referee issued a warning to Daniel for a low blow. But in the 5th round, Joshua finally landed a solid shot and rocked the champion. However, as he tried to finish, he ran into 2 hard rights and found himself in a heavy knockdown from which he couldn't recover. After the count, the referee calls the knockout. Du Bois keeps the title, while Joshua loses his chance at the belt. Anthony Joshua's career path is a true boxing epic, full of stunning victories, sensational twists, and relentless battles. He stormed onto the ring, leaving behind a trail of 20 knockouts, instantly establishing himself as one of the most feared opponents on the planet. His record includes not only remarkable victories over decorated opponents like Vladimir Klitschko and Joseph Parker, but also a tragic turn when he lost his titles in the fight against Andy Ruiz, only to avenge that loss in a rematch. His defeats only highlight his resilience and determination, while his new triumphs reaffirm his status as a great heavyweight champion. Anthony Joshua continues to inspire and amaze boxing fans worldwide.